Welcome to History Decoded, your guide to uncovering the most fascinating and pivotal moments from the past. Today we delve into one of the most controversial and transformative conflicts in North American history, the Mexican-American War. This was no ordinary war. It was a clash of ambition and ideals, a battle that forever reshaped borders, lives, and legacies. So, let's unravel the events that led to this monumental conflict. The ambitious United States and tensions with Mexico. In the mid-1800s, the United States was a young and ambitious nation, expanding rapidly. Fueled by the belief in manifest destiny, the idea that Americans were destined to spread their civilization and democracy across the continent. The nation sought to expand its territory from the Atlantic to the Pacific. But there was one major obstacle: Mexico. The tension had been building for years. In 1836, Texas declared independence from Mexico after a brutal struggle during the Texas Revolution. The Republic of Texas was born, but the situation remained far from settled. Mexico never recognized Texas as an independent nation, and when the United States annexed Texas in 1845, it was seen as a direct threat by Mexico. At the heart of the conflict was a border dispute. Mexico argued that Texas's southern border was the Nueces River, while the United States insisted it was the Rio Grande. The annexation of Texas only intensified this disagreement, setting the stage for conflict. The spark of war. In early 1846, President James K. Polk, a strong advocate of manifest destiny, sent U.S. troops under General Zachary Taylor to the disputed region between the Nueces and Rio Grande rivers. For Mexico, this was an invasion of their sovereign territory. In April 1846, Mexican troops clashed with American forces in a skirmish near the Rio Grande. Several American soldiers were killed, and President Polk seized the moment. He declared to Congress, "American blood has been shed on American soil." This rallying cry pushed Congress to declare war on Mexico in May 1846. What followed was a conflict that would last 2 years and change the course of history. The early stages of the war were marked by decisive victories for the United States. General Zachary Taylor's forces won crucial battles at Palo Alto and Resaca de la Palma, driving Mexican troops out of Texas and deep into northern Mexico. These victories cemented Taylor's reputation as a military hero. But the war wasn't confined to Texas and northern Mexico. In 1847, General Winfield Scott led an ambitious campaign on the Eastern Front. He launched a daring amphibious assault on the Mexican port city of Veracruz, marking the first large-scale amphibious landing in U.S. history. From there, Scott began a relentless march toward Mexico City, facing fierce resistance along the way. One of the most iconic battles of the war was the Siege of Chapultepec. The defenders of Chapultepec Castle included a group of young Mexican cadets, later celebrated as Los Niños Héroes, the heroic children. Despite their bravery, they were no match for the advancing U.S. forces. The capture of Mexico City in September 1847 marked the beginning of the end for Mexico's resistance. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. By 1848, Mexico was on its knees. Its army was in disarray, its capital occupied, and its government under immense pressure to end the war. The two sides came to terms with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, signed on February 2, 1848. The treaty was a monumental document. Under its terms, Mexico ceded nearly half of its territory to the United States, an area that now includes California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, and parts of Colorado and Wyoming. In return, the United States agreed to pay Mexico $15 million and assume $3.25 million in debts owed by Mexico to American citizens. Though the financial compensation seemed significant, it was little consolation for Mexico. The loss of nearly half its territory was a national tragedy and a source of lasting resentment. The human cost and legacy. The human cost of the war was staggering. Tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians lost their lives. For Mexico, the war was a devastating humiliation. Its economy was crippled and its political stability shattered. For the United States, the war was a triumphant realization of manifest destiny, paving the way for westward expansion and events like the California Gold Rush. But it also came with consequences. The acquisition of vast new territories reignited debates over slavery in America. Would these new lands permit slavery, or would they remain free? These tensions deepened the divisions between North and South, pushing the nation closer to the Civil War. Even today, the Mexican-American War casts a long shadow. The borders it established remain, but so do the cultural and political complexities it created. For many Mexicans, the war is a painful reminder of loss, while for Americans, it symbolizes a controversial chapter in their nation's expansion. The Mexican-American War was more than just a conflict over land. It was a collision of ideals, ambitions, and identities that still echo across the Americas. It's a story of triumph and tragedy, a shared history that binds two nations together. You've been watching History Decoded, where we uncover the stories that shaped our world. The Mexican-American War may have ended over 175 years ago, but its legacy continues to influence the present. If you found this story fascinating, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible journeys into the past. Thank you for watching, and see you next time as we decode another chapter of history.